The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA's heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Hey, I'm Josh Spiegel, host of the podcast Lunatic in the Newsroom. If you enjoy journalism that drifts into mild panic, wild overthinking, and a guaranteed nervous breakdown, Lunatic in the Newsroom is for you. It's news like you've never heard before. The only newsroom with a panic button. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and gasp in horror as the show spirals completely out of control. It's not just news, it's emotionally unstable. Lunatic in the Newsroom. Listen today.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is What Made the Cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, I've got a real problem with Jay Stevens right now. We didn't even call each other, and we're wearing the same freaking outfit. What is your problem?
JJ, what's good? JJ's out of uniform. That's not our fault.
What? He's wearing the baseball uniform.
I thought this was clever. I'm wearing some baseball stuff.
I thought I was so freaking cool when I walked out of the house today.
Hey, you guys are Shirt Brothers.
Hey, Shirt Brother. I got a confession to make, Shirt Brother. Oh, my goodness. Well,
congratulations, guys. You're Shirt Brothers.
That's right.
Right here.
We called each other. No, he did the same thing I did, which was, I got to have that, man. That's awesome.
Oh,
and it's basically
the minute the game was over, I was ordering.
It's a walking billboard of Canadian trash talk. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, just going right at him.
Suck it, Canada.
All right. Notwithstanding the fact that I have to see Jay wearing the same shirt that I am during the rest of our interview, I'm okay with it because we love Jay. So. That game the other night, we wondered. We were like, either the Oilers really are melting down and they're having an internal issue and a problem, and they're gonna struggle, or they're gonna come in and beat the doors off of the Mammoth. I don't think the Mammoth helped at all. It didn't seem like that their energy level was there to match even an Edmonton team. I don't think anybody could have walked in the other night. No players in the post game and in the days since then, when they were asked about this game, liked the effort out of this team, and that's what gets you a 5-2 loss, and it makes us all nervous right now.
It's one of those things too, where you can blame it on, you can want to say, oh, we weren't that great and our intensity wasn't up. But what I really saw was Edmonton playing Edmonton hockey that's got them to the championship the last 2 years in a row. Their system was working really good. They were keeping. The first period was kind of weird. We got a lucky bounce, and it seemed like we were going to get some lucky bounces. Like the Mammoth were really going to have the puck luck that they've been wanting. But then Edmonton started really putting the pressure to him, keeping him on the outside, keeping all the shots were coming from the outside, no pressure getting in the middle. And, and they were doing that for a couple of reasons. One, because they could manhandle Utah a little bit. And then the second reason is because, they didn't have a lot of faith in Tristan Jarry. He hasn't been great since they picked him up.
Right.
So Edmonton just had to really turn it on and say, we're not going to allow shots from the inside. We're not going to allow high opportunity shots for Utah. They're going to have to earn everything. And Utah just couldn't, they just couldn't match the physicality. I guess you can blame that on effort, but when it really comes down to it, it's like you're playing your bigger brother. That is what you want to be like eventually. And that's, when your whole system's working, when all four lines are working, it makes it really hard for somebody like Utah to come through. And, we saw it with the Anaheim game and with the LA game that Utah did have all four lines working at one point. We know it's there. So it's hard to watch a game like that with Edmonton when you see how much potential is on the four lines and you're just not seeing it on the ice that night.
How concerned should we be about, the team saying after the game they were a little tired, or that is this a one-off thing, or are there some issues you saw with this team last night, Jay? Maybe in a couple previous games. I know they won the game in overtime against the Kings, but that was a weird game, and Anaheim didn't go their way. How concerned should we be about the way things went against the Oilers, or is this just a one-off deal and they should bounce back just fine tonight?
I'm going to go with what I saw against Anaheim and LA and what we've been seeing more than Edmonton. I'm going to say I'm going to hope that was a one-off. They're so well coached. And when you go to those practices and you see the the minute details that the coaching staff's working on to get these guys better, and you start seeing it clicking for most of the games, and then you have a game like Edmonton where it doesn't click. I'm not gonna raise the flag yet and start panicking. I think Utah still is poised to make the playoffs. I think they can still keep that number one wild card spot. The schedule kind of puts them in the driver's seat. I hate to use the cliches, but the remaining schedule puts Utah in the driver's seat. LA plays Vancouver 3 more times in the 10 games left for them.
Ooh.
So LA might jump up a little bit. Seattle, what's going on in Nashville with them winning 5 in a row? That's a real
That's the
threat
thing that
coming out of the
concerns
Pacific.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked before the last game when I came in, and you asked me who I was worried about. I said I'm worried about Winnipeg and I'm worried about Nashville because there's no reason Nashville shouldn't be good. They've got the players, they've got the experience, they spent the money, they should be, and they've got one of the best goaltenders in the league right now in UC Saros. So I expect to see better things out of Utah. I'm not in panic mode, and there's a list of things that have to improve, and I think you're going to see that starting tonight.
Jay, one of the things that has been intriguing with this is as the season starts to wind down and you're getting into the single digits for games left on the regular season, what's a corner that teams have to turn to be able to shut the door on other teams that could run them down in the wild card, or just to get to the spot where I feel like we all know there's a different energy level in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and so I think it's good that the pressure's on them right now because there's going to be so much pressure also in the playoffs. But how do they turn that corner now? What's the extra something that these teams, all of them, need to make that last push to get into the playoffs if they're right on the edge?
Well, exactly what you're seeing right now is it's starting to look like playoff hockey, where you're starting to see more blocked shots. You're starting to see less open ice. The minute you get the puck, somebody's on you, like within a second. And you're starting to see the physicality really increase. What has to happen for Utah is there's a couple things. The perfect roadmap is, number one, discipline. They've taken bad penalties, or they've taken penalties at bad times. Sometimes they're not even bad penalties, like maybe goal saving or breakaway saving penalties. But that has to be reduced. The power play has to produce. And it's, they gave us false hope because they went 10 games. They were one of the worst in the league. And then for 10 games, they had 8 power play goals in 10 games. They were at about 35%. And then the wheels just fell off it again, where we gave up a shorthanded goal. You see that stuff happen with the Mammoth where, and they've only given up 3 shorthanded goals this year. So it's not like they're always giving up shorthanded goals, but to give one up like that, when you're clutching for points, that has to be cleaned up. The power play, the penalty kill, and the taking of penalties. And then whatever is going on with Utah in the second period, it's the only period that they're outscored in. Even that includes overtime. If you look at the numbers, for some reason, they've given up, 10 more goals in the second period than they've scored this year.
Sheesh.
And it's just, they come out, they have these great first periods, and then something happens in the second period where I don't know if they just can't skate that direction or shoot that other net. And then in the third period, they do a pretty decent job. So they've got to just clean up those little details, but it starts with discipline. It starts with increasing the physicality, which sometimes will lead to more penalties, but they really do. You have to see the discipline, you have to see the physicality, and they have to score on the power play.
The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA is heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Hi, this is Alex Kantrowitz. I'm the host of Big Technology Podcast, a longtime reporter and an on-air contributor to CNBC. And if you're like me, you're trying to figure out how artificial intelligence is changing the business world and our lives. So each week on Big Technology, I bring on key actors from companies building AI tech and outsiders trying to influence it, asking where this is all going. They come from places like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, and plenty more. So if you want to be smart with your wallet, your career choices, in meetings with your colleagues, and at dinner parties, listen to Big Technology Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
The sun's shining, birds are singing, and all feels right in the world.
Until the season changes, and suddenly you lose your motivation to get out of bed. In fact, 1 in 5 people experience some form of depression, no matter the season or time of year.
At the American Psychiatric Association Foundation, our vision is to build a mentally healthy nation for all, because we want you to live your best life and be your best you all year round.
Please visit mentallyhealthynation.org to learn more.
Did you know dental pain is the top reason children miss school? Dental disease in children is almost entirely preventable. Good habits start early with brushing, regular dental visits, and fluoride protection. Your smile matters. Find resources at yoursmileutah.org.
Speaking of scoring, do we need to see more from Logan Cooley and Clayton Keller and Dylan Gunther and some of these other forwards? Or is that just maybe a perception thing? It just feels like a lot of the scoring is coming from other guys. You know, obviously, Nick Schmaltz has been red hot lately, but it just feels like, do they need more production from these guys in order to lock down this number one wild card spotters? Or do you think that offensively is the production is there they need, and they just need to tighten things up defensively?
Oh, I think that's completely fair to expect more goals out of your top guys. You know, you're paying guys $8 million a year or $10 million a year. But Keller's got 22 goals. Schmaltz has 26. Gunther has 34. Danielle Boot is going to be in the lineup tonight. I think Barrett Hayton is out. That's what it looked like this morning. Is Hayton's out? It looked like a upper body injury, I guess I should say. So I think you're going to see a charged up Boot. He's going to be on one of those lines. You're going to see him he's definitely going to want to stay here, and he's going to prove that he belongs here. So I think you're going to see more production out of that line and out of those lines that your top two lines have to score. That's their whole job. And your top guys have to score. You know, you're seeing Washington come in tonight, and they're struggling right now because, you know, the grade A only has 53 points, and you expect them to have 100. So when your top guys don't score, you struggle. And we have been seeing decent production, but it's fair to ask for more, for sure.
Yeah, like Logan Cooley has 1 point in his last 5 games. It just feels like there needs to be more. Logan Cooley has 1 assist in the Dallas game, and he's had no assists, no goals in the last 4.
Yeah, that's not what you want out of the guys that you just extended to. But, I mean, obviously you can't go, hey, we just extended your contract. You start scoring goals right now or what?
That's why I'm trying to figure it out. What is the right balance here?
Well, for me, Jay, with the Caps coming to town, they obviously are they have to win basically everything. They have to just keep winning. The Eastern Conference is pretty stacked with a bunch of teams who are all numerically in this thing still. They come into town tonight. What do you expect out of the Capitals as they face off against the Mammoth? Obviously, last time they faced one another, the Mammoth beat them at their place a couple of weeks ago in Washington.
Yeah, and Washington's going to come in with a chip on their shoulder because of that, and because last time they played in the Delta Center, we broke Ovechkin. You know, that's when he broke his leg. So I think you're going to see a charged-up Washington team. They've been playing a little bit more disciplined. I got to catch a couple of their games, and it seems like for most of the season, they were playing not a real disciplined system. It was hard to even kind of figure out what their zone entry was supposed to be. I think they've just counted on Ovechkin for so long. They just figure it's almost like men's league. We'll just get in that zone, and then at some point we're going to pass it to 8, and he'll score, and we'll all celebrate and cash our paychecks. And it just hasn't been happening as much this year. So I think you're going to see a little bit of a more team effort. I think you're going to see them really try to bog guys down. It's not going to be the Washington that we've seen over the last 10 years. It's going to be more of a slower pace, shut them down type system. It would be my guess. It's difficult to say because they haven't. The last 3 games that I've seen Washington play, they haven't really played the same. And like I said, I'm always watching games trying to figure out what system they're using, what kind of D zone breakout they're trying to use. And then what's their zone entry like, and how do you counter that? And their zone entry is just all over the place.
It
should be a fun game.
Absolutely. It's going to be one of those nights where a lot of fans in the building are wearing the opposing team's jersey, and specifically a number 8, as you mentioned, of one of the greatest players of all time. Where does he rank all time, and just how special is he to be able to continue to be doing this at 40 years of age with not exactly – I mean, he's kind of got that Nikola Jokic like workout program down. For NBA fans are chuckling about that, but it just doesn't feel like a guy that's really dedicated to his wellness and fitness, unlike like a LeBron James. But The dude just comes out and makes it happen night in and night out in the NHL at such an old age. Where does he rank in your mind?
You know, I got to put him at 3. And there's probably some of the older generation that I didn't get to see, but I'm going to say Gretzky, Lemieux, Ovechkin, and some people might have him higher. He is, the greatest goal scorer the game has ever seen. And he's so electric and so much fun to watch. And he's so much fun off the ice. And you're right. People want to compare him to LeBron James. And LeBron does, he's super healthy and works out all the time and misses half the season. Ovechkin pounds Big Macs and goes to McDonald's and drinks Cokes on the bench and barely misses a game, breaks his leg and comes back in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
It's unheard of.
Made it something.
The guy's in it. Yeah. He's like a superhero of some sort. Like he doesn't follow any human rules, and he's just a bowling ball out there. And to be one of the best goal scorers and to also play as physical, like he'll hit anybody. He doesn't care. He's so much fun to watch. So as it comes as he's the best goal scorer, and he's one of the most electric players to ever play the game. So I got to give him that 3rd spot.
Let me ask you where you think Connor McDavid has the potential of being on that list by the time things are said and done.
Well, and I guess that goes to, do you have to win a cup to be, is it the Dan Marino thing? Like, do you have to win a championship to be one of the greatest of all time? And I mean, he's been there twice in the last 2 years and lost it, and then taken silver medal in the Olympics. Like, just have to throw that in there too. But it's just one of those things. I think he's a top 10 player all time. He's one of the most driven and dedicated players you'll ever see. And for all the media that was giving him crap about whatever, there's no question every time he hits the ice, it's full effort. So I don't think he has to win the championship to be a top 10 player of all time, but I know a lot of people do, but I still put him in the top 10.
The Mammoth get one at home tonight, and then they have 3 road games in a row. They go Kings, Kraken, Canucks. Over these next 4 games, where do you think that they need to be? What do you think that they'll actually pull off? Just in the 4 that are right in front of them before they come back home again.
I think that's the 8 points we need right away. And I think tonight starts it. I think Utah has what it takes to beat Washington tonight. I think Seattle's lost 4 in a row, I think. So you go into LA, it's time for some revenge against LA. They're all over the place. Their goaltending is suspect. So I think Utah should win all 4 of these games. And it's nice to be given Vancouver right when you need it. And like I said, LA plays them 3 times, but Vancouver, there's no easy games in the NHL, and there's no gimmies. But if you could ever put somebody on your schedule for this upcoming road trip, Vancouver's a good one. So yeah, I think they get the 8 points. I just think the team's coached, they're ready, and they match up really well against these teams.
They really need them. They need every point right now.
Absolutely. All right. Jay Stevens, the Capitals and the Mammoth tonight. You're going to get the pregame at 6 o'clock right here on the KSL Sports Zone, and then the puck drops at 7 o'clock on your dial as well. Jay, we appreciate all the breakdowns, man. We always love the education you give us too, as well. And happy shirt day, brother.
Love it.
USA. Jay Stevens and I wearing the same outfit to work today. No problem.
The Bleacher Report app is your destination for sports. Right now, the NBA's heating up, March Madness is here, and MLB is almost back. Every day there's a new headline, a new highlight, a new moment you've got to see for yourself. That's why I stay locked in with the Bleacher Report app. For me, it's about staying connected to my sports. I can follow the teams I care about, get real-time scores, breaking news, and highlights all in one place. Download the Bleacher Report app today so you never miss a moment.
Hi, this is Alex Kantrowitz. I'm the host of Big Technology Podcast, a longtime reporter and an on-air contributor to CNBC. And if you're like me, you're trying to figure out how artificial intelligence is changing the business world and our lives. So each week on Big Technology, I bring on key actors from companies building AI tech and outsiders trying to influence it, asking where this is all going. They come from places like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, and plenty more. So if you want to be smart with your wallet, your career choices, in meetings with your colleagues, and at dinner parties, listen to Big Technology Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.